Uh-oh. He's here.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to do something. I'll be ready.
Oh, okay.
No, it's nothing. We can continue.
Oh.
Oh, so I wanted to run something by you, Jeremy.
Uh-oh. Yep.
So rather than
Uh-oh.
a insignia of the claw for Todd.
Oh, yeah.
I want to give him an Eldritch Claw tattoo.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Well, it's funny because I think, let me look it up. I think that was an item that I was actually looking at.
It probably was
The
because
handheld,
it's like effectively perfect for him. Makes his strikes magical and gives him a +1 bonus, and it also allows him to increase his reach a little bit once per day, which would be sort of equivalent to the blast ability that we gave to Igo.
Mm-hmm.
And also I could spin it like maybe this is even a thing that my people do, you know? They once their beast is ready to fight, they mark them with special like runes or something.
Oh. Yeah, that was it was like one of the 2 or 3 different, because there's a couple of different ones that do like the +1. But no, I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of neat because it's a little different than instead of just slapping the exact same thing that we gave Igo onto Todd. So,
All right, so if you don't mind, then did we leave town yet? No, we're still there for the tournament, right?
no. Yeah. This is still technically the night of the tournament. So Johan just went back to wherever he's sleeping.
We're in this lock.
Yeah, Zack was sitting there with him eating the mushroom soup.
That was not a spiritual journey. Spiritual journey.
I mean, if you would like, if you're trying to say, can you put it on him prior to the tournament, then
yeah, I'm
yes.
gonna say I was gonna ask if we can say retroactively, like I went and because they say it costs between 150 and 500 GP depending on location and stuff. If I could just you know have gone around and maybe like forged some like color for the ink and then bought a couple of components or something and we have been like preparing it over the last couple of days or something.
Yeah, I could. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I could see that, yeah, happening. Like you just kind of in the back, slowly gathering ingredients and stuff like that for it.
All right, cool. Let's
I told Nick as well. I got the Book of Many Things as well, so we have that available to us.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah. Oh, so one of the YouTube channels I watched, the Dungeon Dudes, who are very good. Very
I
good.
know that I know they're getting published too.
Yeah, they're
Dragonheim.
yeah they're it was just they self-published it, right? But it's actually getting added to Beyond, and they have some really cool subclasses.
I know. I'm waiting because I think it says it's coming out December 21st. I think is what I saw. So I was like, ooh. We'll pick up that too, probably when it comes out. So, well, because allegedly it's all going to be compatible with 1.
Yeah, allegedly. Man, they're keeping their promises though. The latest monk playtest is amazing. It's fantastic. They deflect missiles becomes deflect attacks, which you can use on basically anything and redirect it towards anything within the attack's range.
It's kind of neat.
And then at I think level 13 they get deflect energy, which lets you bounce blasts away. They're
now you can really be a Dragon Ball character.
Yeah, their capstone is now that they're was it Wiz or just Wiz? Was it Wiz and Dex or just Wiz? It was one or the other. Can be 26 now, and they get +4. Just
Jeez, Pete.
There's also the only one we have subclass wise is the open hand monk, which is just the way of the hand now, and what's it called? The stupid insta kill punch thing that they had is a little
1-inch punch.
Is it the
I
one?
don't know.
It was what was it called? Like quivering palm or something? Where like
Okay.
if it goes off, the enemy just dies if they fail their con save or something. Now it doesn't.
Oh, I
It
remember
it
getting that,
doesn't
yeah.
do that anymore. It just does a massive amount of damage or half damage on a save. But the way that the rest of the class is set up, you can use it almost constantly at higher levels. So like you're like they actually managed to turn monk into a sustained Nova damage class.
As long as they don't hurt other classes or overcompensate with the monk and make him like super broken, I'm
Yeah.
okay.
It doesn't.
I mean,
It doesn't feel like he
Fine,
is.
I feel like, because it feels like Monk's kind of was bad. Not bad, but it wasn't the greatest in 4E either, so I guess it's about time for him to shine. Okay. Alright. So, let's pull up. Gotta pull up my map and stuff. Okay, so, as the day kind of gets to the end, is there anything last minute prior to going to sleep that anyone would like to do? So this is like late at night, the day before the tournament. Now, granted, the tournament doesn't start like first thing in the morning. It starts a little later in the morning, so you'd still have a little bit of time if you woke up.
I mean, I think I'm pretty set. Like
Okay.
I think Johan at this point would be a little worried about what the hell's going on with like invisible disappearing guy, but you know,
Oh yeah, that guy.
if if I can sleep in real life as anxious as I am, I'm pretty sure Johan can still get his rest and put it out of mind, you know.
Ah, it's fine.
Let me take a look.
Uh-oh.
Dowroc is going to move his...
So yeah, this is like your last chances to do your artificer, or was it infusions, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, let me
spell
look.
preparing.
Actually, that's a good point. Let me look at my spells real quick.
Because just so you would have already known this, but the tournament obviously takes place in one day, and so you will not get long rest throughout it, but you'll get short rest,
Yeah.
providing you make it through each round or however it decides to go.
Dowroc is going to fill up, to dump out his water skin and fill it up with elven wine. 4 points of liquid.
Okay.
4 liquid. Because we have that decanter, we don't need much. He's not going to use it for water.
Yeah, true.
Why is that a second level spell? Why is Continual Flame a second level spell? Like,
What do you mean? Why not?
It's non-concentration, which is, you know, good, but it literally just makes a torch flame that can't be snuffed out, and that's it. Like, I can do effectively the same thing with Produce Flame.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, so I thought it was like like you can just shoot a blast and continuously. Oh, okay, yeah, it's not as good.
That's what I kind of thought, but no, that is not it.
Yeah, never mind.
Those guys that we know are participating in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. The pirates?
Yeah, were they wearing like their gear in the tavern?
Yeah, they had their gear there.
What were they wearing?
So the... So, Oric, which was the half-orc, he was just wearing plate armor, and he's the one who had the giant axe next to him. Varus, which was the halfling, was wearing just hide armor, and he had a crossbow sitting next to him.
Okay.
And then Elowin, which was the satyr, had studded leather armor, and she had a rapier at her side, and then she was playing the instrument. And then the captain, you didn't see any like really equipment. You saw a sword at his side, and he was basically just sitting there with a coat with his hat kind of pushed down a little bit, and that's it.
So what you're saying, what you're saying is that unless I plan to try to disarm them, heat metal would only really be good against one of them.
Correct. Yes, I would say so.
Oh dear God, Klaus. Barking at everything, man.
everything.
Alright, it's still pretty good for disarming people. Any metal weapon, any weapon with metal in it can still be affected. It's just a very good spell. It's very hard to swap it out for something else. I'm gonna try to keep my distance this time if I can. Instead of, like, you know, doing sword stuff with my scrawny druid arms.
I mean, we'll see who you get paired against, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because I learned one important lesson sparring against Zack. And that's that martial classes are better at martial stuff than magic classes. But, you know.
He did get lucky with a couple of his hits. Unfortunately, he had nothing to really back it up, but yes,
well, if he had smites, though, I would have been dust. Which, like, I mean, hitting somebody with shillelagh is fine every once in a while. I need to stop making that my go-to.
Well, that's when you, didn't you say you were going to potentially go a little bit of fighting to help offset that a little? Maybe at some point?
Maybe. I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good. Because a lot of my actual powerhouse spells at this point are always prepared class spells.
Oh, yeah.
There's, like, no point in even really looking at them.
Well, and I have to think, too, is that I can't imagine that Johan went full force against Zack. Because, I mean, he did spells, but it was more just poking at him.
I could have tried to entangle you. I have hold person now that I can prepare. I just don't want to necessarily like tie up one of my second level spells with that yet at this level.
Mm-hmm.
Have like various fire things, but you know.
I'm ready.
You're ready. Oh, I gotta refresh.
And then Dowroc is going to give, once he had him, everything sat down, Dowroc is going to give Bryn like 6 gold so she can like watch.
Okay.
She's going to watch and then like have something to eat off the whatever whatever services there are, I guess. Just eat and before the...
Oh yeah, it's like a normal one where, you know, it's kind of like a small or a get-together thing where it's got a couple of vendors and it's got seats surrounding it so people can watch. Okay. All right. So, no last minutes, right? You guys ready to show up?
The only thing I can kind of think of is lore of the world is that if you're traveling past Dragonwatch into the valley, you do technically need permission from the city to do that, and maybe we should send a letter ahead, you know?
Okay.
Letting them know we're going to be doing that, so I'll write one of those up this morning, too, and send it.
Okay. Sounds good.
That way, if we want to, we can jump right into the quest past the city part once we get there, you know?
Yes. Yep. Agreed.
Otherwise, I'm good, though.
All right. So as the morning comes up, everybody kind of puts their gear on and starts heading out toward the arena. So everyone starts kind of showing up, and Zack shows up, and you see him wielding a shield, or carrying a shield with him this time. And he says, well, I know I don't normally use shields, but with the kind of randomness of my abilities at the moment, I figured this would be a good defense in order to not try to overuse my warlock abilities.
Tactically sound, I think.
So, at least for now, I think this is a good idea, and I was able to find it this morning before the tournament, so...
Dowroc's wearing his, has a new ring.
Ooh.
It's not an old ring, it's just a ring you guys haven't seen before that he pulled out.
What do you got there?
Oh, it's just Just a signet, my signet ring. It's we'll pack a punch, I think, here.
I'm looking forward to it. You always have the funnest inventions as you guys kind of gather around the tournament stage. The announcer, or like the ringleader, kind of walks up and he's kind of gives his announcement of this is the Tournament of Champions. The prize is a dragon's mask, which is a green dragon's mask, and 2,000 gold. But he's like, the rules are different than if you've previously taken part in a tournament. He said, today we will be doing single fights, so only one person will become victor of this tournament. So, wished best of luck all to you. Unfortunately, there was only 7 participants, so one of lucky individual will get a bye on the first round.
Ooh.
So, with that,
there we go.
Nick and John roll d8s.
That's a D10. That is not.
I got a real low number. Hopefully that's the one we need for the first time ever.
Forgot to grab my
Okay.
Man, one of the fates was really competing to see which of us could roll worse there.
Okay.
And important information to know prior to why the guy kind of is figuring out the orders of everybody. The important thing to figure or to remember is that you will get a short rest between each round, and that is all. You do not get any long rest, obviously, since the tournament's only going to last a few hours.
Do companions count as one person?
You mean as I go and Todd allowed to participate in said tournament?
With the person with.
So that is up to the individual that they are sparring or that they are fighting. Technically speaking, that would be an additional individual. But since those individuals fight usually as a unit, whoever you're paired up against can choose to allow another individual to enter the tournament as well. So we'll see who everyone gets paired up against. All right, 1 and 2. I didn't see that. All right. All right.
Can't believe that Yu-Gi-Oh tournament situation.
Yeah, show up and then just fight each other right away. You're like, Well, it's not exactly as simple as just rolling a number and that's your placement. So don't think. I have other influences in play. So don't. All right. So the first round of the tournament, or the tournament standings, are as follows. The first round will be between the Satyr Elowin Ironleaf versus Johan Abbott.
Ooh, yeah.
The second round, just so everyone can prep accordingly, and it's a bracket format, is going to be Auric Frosthammer versus Dowroc Horwood.
Of course it is.
And then this was all actual rolls. I didn't actually influence any of this, funny enough. The next one will be between Zack and Varist Swift Arrow, and then the captain got a bye. He did not have to fight.
Of course he did.
And like I said, funny enough, I actually did not cheat for any of that.
Well, I mean, he cheated in the background.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. He's just like, here's 10 gold. Let me save my strength. All right. And with that, Ellen kind of runs up onto the field. As she runs up, Varys, you hear cheers and, stuff from Varys and Auric. The captain, however, kind of doesn't really say much, as usual.
I'll ask how she feels about my animal companion participating.
She kind of just looks at you and kind of says, "Doesn't bother me one way or the other. If you'd like to both lose, that's fine."
And I'll give him a little whistle.
Oh, well, Elowin's not going first.
You underestimate my ability to roll low. Thankfully, it did not affect me today.
Well, what's your dex mod?
4.
If it's a 4, you could not have rolled lower because she rolled a 1 and only has a 3 dex mod. So
I don't know. I feel like if the narrative really needed him to, Johan would find a way.
well, that is a very true statement. All right. So, and like I said, she pulls out a rapier, and she's got studded leather on, and that's it. That's all you know.
I'll take a step back. I'll kind of step here so that it's a little easier to follow what's going on.
Okay.
And what do I want to do specifically? I will summon beans. I'm not going to put him out there though because I'm going to summon him on Todd's head.
Okay.
I might have a better idea. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll work. I'll do that. I'll summon beans on Todd's head, and with a little whistle, Todd starts to growl, and you can see, kind of like my shield from last time that I summoned, like little glowing green, like vine and leaf markings.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Light up across Todd's head between his ears. And then the same green glow encompasses his claws. And he is going to do a charge attack.
Oh!
And as he attacks, Beans is going to perform the help action by shooting his little frog tongue at Elwyn's eyes.
Okay.
First roll is 19 to hit.
So is that?
And
I want to say, is that your? Yeah.
second roll is a little lower, but
What's the second roll to hit?
17.
Okay. Okay. It hits her. Well, hold on. What's this? No. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
8 damage, and she has to make a DC 16 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
19. She's fine.
Alright, cool.
Kind of hold your ground. Okay. So she, in return, is going to vanish and Misty Step over here.
Ooh.
And then she is going to run up
I know I found this.
at you and attack you with her rapier.
Boy.
Done.
She only gets a 12 though, so.
Yeah, that misses.
Damn, she's fat.
Oh man, Nick, I found a homebrew multi-class that I thought would be so cool for Dowroc, but I don't know if like it's not. I don't know how balanced we would think it is. It's like literally a magic gunslinger.
Oh. My subclass is just what I want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought, you know, like steampunk western dwarf would be cool. All right.
Alright.
Is she doing anything else, or we good?
Nope, that was it. She did all 3 of her actions, so.
Nope, that's the wrong tab. Okay. I will whistle again at Todd, so that he'll run over here when he has the opportunity.
Okay.
Then I will spend one of the charges on my armor. And I will... Yeah, I'll go ahead and attack with the short sword. Since, you know, she's here. 25 to hit.
Is that with Shillelagh, I guess, right?
No, not this turn.
Oh, okay.
For assuming it hits for 10 damage.
Yeah, it is. She activates a reaction. Well, maybe not. She silvery barbs you.
Okay. Cool. 22 to hit.
Still hits.
Alright, so however much damage I said.
I think you said 10, right? Yeah,
10 damage, yeah.
Okay.
And then Todd will do a charge attack.
Okay.
From behind. With advantage. First roll is not going to hit, probably. That would be 12.
Correct.
Second roll, 16.
That does hit.
Okie dokie. 10 damage and same DC 16 strength throw. Or save, I mean.
16. 9, or she gets 10, but her silvery barbs gives her advantage.
Yes, it does.
So she saves.
Dang, she's stronger than she looks. I'm impressed.
She is bloody though, so just so you're aware.
Okay. That's my turn. And
All
also
right.
Todd's turn.
Okay. So her turn. So she will move here, and she will cast Shatter on the square below where she was. So within 10 feet radius. So she'll include Johan, Todd, and Beans into this blast.
Neat.
So she cast it, and it's a Constitution check of 15 to save from it.
Okay. Johan first. He crit saves.
Okay.
What is
Shatter.
um
And you still take damage on a successful save, though. So just so.
I know, I'm aware. Todd gets 15,
Okay.
and Beans, I'm assuming his constitution is really low. It is, and it doesn't matter anyway, because if he takes any damage at all, he dies. So,
Alright. So you take 6 damage each thunder. And on that note, that is her turn.
move there. And shillelagh attack this time, I guess.
Okay.
Does it matter against her, really? It doesn't really matter against her that much. It would do a little more damage. Yeah, yeah. I mean, why not? There's no reason not to. Alright, and this is the one that's glitching, so it's one higher than this for whatever reason. I don't know why it's not
Okay.
showing
That's
it
fine.
correctly. So 25 to hit
That hits.
on the first. Well, yeah.
Oh, that's the first roll. First roll. So yeah, second roll.
Yeah. Let me see if I crit. I do not. Okay. So that would actually be 7 damage.
Okay.
And then Todd, that'd be a 19 and a less than 19.
So she'll silvery barbs the 19.
Okay. 20.
That still hits.
She's having real bad luck with that today, man.
Well, she doesn't
I
have high AC, so.
rolled the absolute lowest I could have, though, so that's good for her. That'd be 8 damage.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn.
So you can tell that she's kind of barely hanging on. So she shoots a spell at Johan. And she casts Moonbeam on his face.
Ooh,
You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
she loves those, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I only got a 5, so.
Alright, you needed a 15, so you take
No, I was way off.
2d10 radiant, so you take 11 radiant damage, and then if you start your turn there, you have to do another Constitution check and do it again,
Ooh, fun.
and she will. No, she'll just stay there. All right. She ends her turn.
Alright, so I start my turn there.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 5 again. Cool. Very, very, very good. I'm excited about that.
Alright, so... Does 14 radiant damage.
Excellent. Love that. I'm bloodied. You said she's not looking great, though, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, so I'm going to Booming Blade Shillelagh Shortsword
Triple strike.
with advantage. I'm actually going to use the advantage button this time.
Okay.
27 to hit.
She'll silvery barbs whatever the higher one is.
Alright, it was a 19, so does the other one stay in play if that happens?
Yeah, it does.
So the other one was a 21, so...
Okay. She goes down. She only had 2 HP left.
Okay. just out of curiosity, I want to see how much I would have done in that.
Okay.
That's a 1. A 1. That's also a 1. So I would have done 7 damage.
Alright.
Cool.
It's Johan choosing violence.
Is Yugi versus Weeble. He's just alright. So tournament after walks up.
Well, I'm just curious because I've been rolling 1s and 2s. I'll fight basically.
Elwyn kind of waddles off stage and just kind of is barely alive. She kind of touches. She kind of like puts her arm on her chest, and you can see that she cast a spell to heal herself.
As Johan comes back, Dowroc, Bren, and Igo are doing a Soviet dance in celebration.
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm gonna go ahead and apply the short rest if that's okay.
Yep.
It's the Dwarven dance
And-
celebration.
Roll more hit die than I expected to have to. I guess that's what I get. Okay. That's fine, I guess.
I have a hard time thinking that Dowroc is actually doing that.
Well, yeah, he's very nimble.
He's very nimble, Dwarf.
Yeah. I have a dexterity of +2, so I think I can do it.
I don't know about that.
He's been practicing it for 70 years. He's at least good at it, I guess. Bryn, not so much. Igo, not so much. Well, Igo maybe. His decent up decks. Bryn maybe couldn't.
I feel like it would probably take more than just a good dex to do a Russian.
Russian celebration.
And-
Dwarven dance. A dwarven celebration. Dance celebration.
Dance with me, Johan. Dance the dance of life. All right.
We'll do Zack, but Zack's kind of in a mood right now, so.
He's being the edgy anime character that you always see. He's like, what are you doing? All right, so Boucher comes back. Congratulations to Johan Abbott. And you have won the first round and moved on. The next round will be between Auric and Dowroc. Please enter the arena. Before Auric walks up, he takes a swig of alcohol.
How many? Is there an initial square you want us to start at?
Nope.
Okay.
You don't have to start in specific squares, so. All right.
You just can't like start right in the other guy's face, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So,
Dowroc is going to say that drink doesn't taste as nice without this amulet, does it?
he just kind of like looks at you and he's like, not so much. And he just keeps laughing. You can tell that he's a little bit more lighthearted than some of the other members of his crew. Well, him and Elwyn, I guess, are both lighthearted.
Mind if my fine metal friend enjoys this fight too?
And he picks up his giant axe and he's like, funny enough, I was about to ask you the same. And he just, referring to his axe though, not an actual creature. So he said that's fine.
What?
He said,
I like
"More the
this guy. It's
merrier."
gonna be a shame. It's gonna be a shame to see him get shot a bunch.
Okay.
Alright. Initiative.
Initiative.
Well, Orc also got a 1, just like Elwyn did, so
God, everybody's rolling low today,
the
man.
tournament gods are looking out for you guys going first, I'll tell you that. Alright.
I mean, sure. Maybe it's like a dragon god influencing things a little bit to try to help us on our quest. Who knows?
Who knows? It could be. Alright, Dowroc.
6. Dowroc is going to shoot.
You're gonna shoot him?
Yeah.
Okay. 11?
Yeah.
Orc just kind of hits it away with his axe. He's like, you'll have to do better than that, little one.
Guy's got style.
Shoots again.
That one, however, does hit.
2 points of damage.
Okay.
And then he's going to use his bonus action to command Igo to go flank him. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I moved up 2, 4, 5. Like we're trying to flank him.
Orc looks over at you, and then he looks over at Igo, and he moves toward Igo,
Okay.
and he grabs his great axe, and he swings it at him. Oh. And he gets a 28 to hit. Actually, correction, hold on. Let me check something.
Yikes. Okay.
I forget if he had the... He does. He does a critical hit. He crits on a 19 or 20.
Shit.
Silver barbs.
Okay.
That's prudent.
As you do it, Elwyn just kind of looks on at you. Oh. Rolls again.
I'll wink.
26, so he doesn't crit, but he hits.
Yeah.
Jeez, this guy's rolling big. I don't like that.
So he gets the lowest damage he could roll, which was 7, but...
His great weapon master kicks in or whatever?
No, not great weapon.
Gotta get to him.
Sure. Okay, no, that's fine. So 7 damage.
Okay.
And then he swings it again at Igo.
Oh boy.
Oh, who did you...
Trying to thin the herd, clearly.
I assume you gave Dowroc the advantage with barbs, correct? Just so...
I'll give it to Igo.
Okay. He takes his great axe and swings. He gets another crit, actually.
Jesus.
With that, he does 21 damage.
Ooh.
He then also triggers his Orcish Fury, being a half-orc. He can roll the weapon in addition. Which, would that then get doubled because it's a crit? It's a dice roll associated with it? Orcish Fury.
Is it?
Will hit.
Yeah.
Let's see. You get 2, yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it says definitely applies. So yeah, he gets 2 more D12s to hit.
That's annoying.
So he does another 8 damage to Igo.
That ain't good, man.
And then with that, his turn is... Well, actually, no, he's still got a bonus action. For his bonus action, he will use his second win to gain a D10 plus 6 HP back.
No.
He gains 8 HP.
Good. Jesus. Alright. I'm assuming if he has second wind, he has action surge. I'm guessing it's a good thing for Igo he didn't use that.
And that ends Oric's turn. Dowroc's turn. What's Igo looking like right now?
1 HP.
Oh, hey, he's
Ooh,
split up, well. That's good.
That's what I was thinking. That's not good.
And the expression on Oric's face and his just physical demeanor, you can tell that he's just having fun, not necessarily being like mean or evil.
Yeah.
So
He strikes me as the type.
Dowroc is going to use a charge to make the add lightning damage.
okay.
He's going to shoot him, just regular. That's a crit.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And +6.
So 19 total?
Well,
Oh, D6. Sorry. Gotcha.
return that crit to him. And that's a crit fail.
Okay.
Okay, so you critically succeed once, so you do 16 damage on the crit, and then you miss the second time.
3
Okay.
Lightning damage. Igo is going to prepare.
I guess technically Silvery Barbs was wasted too, right? Because it's on the... oh no, it's on Igo, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Is repair, I guess, an action for Igo, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
But then he is going to shimmy over here. And then he's going to stay there.
Alright.
Dowroc is going to move here.
Okay.
And that's it.
Alright. Oric picks up his axe and strikes once at... he's going to try to strike Igo. He only gets it 14 to hit, though.
Miss.
He will extra attack and get a 27 to hit that time.
Yeah.
And deal 17 damage to him.
You stop.
Okay. Does Dowroc want to do anything in response?
Well, I don't have my melee weapon. I have
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
my I have my tool, multi-purpose tool. My
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
yeah, so
I forgot. Okay. Alright. Dowroc's turn.
Dowroc is putting away his gun and his multi-purpose tool. Or he's putting away his gun and then putting his multi-purpose tool in his other hand.
Yeah, just kind of tossing the tool over. Okay.
Do LNX Frozen Strike, which is a spell.
Nice.
Is that a crit, or was that just a high roll?
It's 19.
Oh, okay.
And then it will do 5 cold damage. Plus
Okay.
that 10.
Oric is bloody. Okay.
Punch him again.
Well, I use a spell.
Oh, well, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Punch him again next time.
Yeah.
So Oric kind of takes the hit, kind of chuckles, picks up the great axe, and swings it at Dowroc. He only gets a 12. It was on 16, and it like, boom, 3. So Dowroc kind of ducks down and dodges the axe, and then he swings the axe again at him. This time he gets a 27, though.
He does that a lot, doesn't he?
He gets high, yeah. Is this hitting?
Yeah.
Okay. He gets a low damage roll, though. He only gets an 8 on the damage roll.
Good. His damage, and even his to hit has been varying wildly this whole fight, which I think is perfectly in character for a guy who is just here to have fun swinging around a big stick.
Yes. And on that note, as he gets a surge of power
Oh
he does
no.
action surge, and then he swings one more time with his axe. Unfortunately, he only gets 14 though. Actually,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
happening,
You
man?
technically get a whole other action, and both attacks from extra attack happen in the same action.
oh, okay. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
All right, so he swings it again. He only gets a 16.
Misses.
You can tell that he's a little off of his game. Your turn.
Barely misses. And Dowroc catches the axe on his arm, and then he shows up, and then takes 2 more strikes to his sides.
Oh.
This is without this spell.
No, I figured, yeah. Well, that hit. Oh, that hit. Ooh.
Johan's over on the sidelines, eating an apple and feeding little bits of it to Todd, and just kind of grinning.
And Brenda's looking at the apple like, I want some.
You can tell.
I'll toss her an apple. I've got a couple more.
Yeah.
You can tell that Oric is about as weak as Elwyn was toward the end of Johan's fight. So
Yeah.
you can tell that
Nice.
the fight's going to be over soon.
Well, hopefully he doesn't do any shenanigans during that time.
All right, his turn.
Yeah.
All right, he swings his great axe at you. He gets a
That
20.
that is the beginning and end of his shenaniganing.
Pretty
Shoot.
much, yeah. He's not really. He doesn't have a lot of variety with him.
Shield.
He's what I'm guessing a champion.
He is. Yes, he is a champion.
Dowroc puts up a shield.
They're and champions do pretty consistent damage, but that's really all they do, isn't it?
They're good at one thing.
Yeah.
All right, so shield. Okay, so he strikes it again, and he only gets a 19. So it is
Okay.
your turn. As you put up the shield and the axe hits it, you can tell that he just gets very excited and impressed with the display of energy.
Yeah, the shield came up on the arm. And he's going to brush up again and see him wobbling, and he's going to try to aim for the chin. So,
Okay. Knockout. Bam.
20 crit?
Crit
Yeah, max
All right.
damage.
and max damage. Okay.
Max damage.
So as you hit him, he has 3 HP by the way.
Okay.
So as you hit
I'm
him,
not going for lethal.
huh?
I'm not going for lethal.
Oh, so as you hit him, you smack him in the jaw and you reduce his HP to 0 to knock him out, basically. But however, he kind of steadies his feet and you can tell that he's still standing, thanks to his relentless endurance. And in that
Yay.
same reaction, when he uses his endurance, he can use a melee attack back at you. So after your first strike, he will strike you with an axe. 20.
Hits.
His shield's only till the start of your turn, right? I think it is. I just want to make sure it didn't still, or if it's like...
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
Mike.
So he smacks you for 17 damage, and then now you get to make the next attack, technically. So as long as you hit him... Ooh. Miss.
Ooh, God.
Barely.
Let me check something real quick.
Yep.
How's Dowroc doing right now? Out of curiosity.
He's bloody.
Okay, so this is a damn good fight, honestly.
It's like a Joey Valent fight where they're just beating each other.
Yeah. I can imagine the writers sitting in the writing room for that season. It's like, how do we turn this card game into a street fight? Magic armor.
Continue.
Continue, Alright. So does that mean it goes to Oric's turn?
Mhm.
Alright, Oric, well, let me make sure of something. Does that? I didn't think he actually... Oh, okay, no. You drop to 1 HP instead. Okay, so he's got 1 HP. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Alright, he takes his great axe and he attacks you. Shocking, right? 27 to hit. He's getting high rolls.
Silvery barbs.
Okay. Ooh, 26. He went down 1.
Yay.
12 damage.
Oh, continue.
Alright. Last roll. 16.
Misses.
Alright. Dowroc's turn.
Looking pretty bloody. Yeah. See if I can hit.
This is like coming down to the wire, man. This is good.
Oh, 19.
18.
That knocks him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit him straight clean in the jaw, and he falls back finally, and he
Does he do that? Does he do that thing where he spins and then he kind of stands there for a second, then he just kind of falls backwards?
Yes.
I'm smashing him. I'm smashing him in the nose.
And he kind of falls.
Like right in the middle of his grin.
Oh. So he falls down. Or Ella runs up, kind of picks him up, does a healing spell on him, and kind of reawakens him. As he gets reawoken, he kind of extends his hand out to you, and he says, "That was a great match."
Thank you. Let's send my hand out and raise his arm too.
Yeah.
Raise his arm too. Yeah.
You gotta take and go to your respective corners.
Ooh.
Now, you guys get a short rest. The next match will be between Varus Swiftarrow and Zack Arnor.
Dowroc is like,
Yeah.
I'm fighting myself. Zack only got an 8.
Dowroc is going to...
Varus is going first. What do you say about Dowroc?
He's using a spell slot to bring I go back.
Oh, gotcha.
And then he's using his signet ring to reconfirm a spell slot.
Oh, so it's
Nice.
for free, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Varus is going to cast a Hunter's Mark on Zack to mark
Ooh.
him. And then he will take out his crossbow and he will fire it at Zack. 27 right off the bat. Bam, hit. 4, 7. And then he, because of his fate, he can fire. He ignores the loading property, so you can tell that he quickly reloads the crossbow and fires again.
Grin wisdom.
17. This time, Zack dodges out of the way of the arrow. Alright. Zack's turn.
Imagine Bryn trying to show Johan the dance. When Dowroc came back, kind of...
Oh, I did not roll whatever that meant. I did not do a medicine check. I was trying to open a window and I couldn't.
Yeah, that was a pretty good medicine check, though, honestly.
Alright, so Zack runs up. He's got a
What are you
shield,
about to be?
and he does a longsword strike against him. Oh, still getting used to that. He crit fails.
Oh no.
So Varen will get a opportunity attack back at him. But he'll also miss, so it's fine. Zack swings the longsword again. This time, though, he gets a 27 to hit, which definitely
Nice.
hits. And does 11 damage. And that causes him to make a Constitution saving throw, and his Hunter's Mark drops. Alright.
Zack hears in the back of his head when he got a crit miss. He says, "Well done."
It's like, what the heck was that? And then Varus does a... So... Varus re-ups his Hunter's Mark again, and does another crossbow shot, but he has the crossbow expert, so he does not have disadvantage because he is within 5 feet of him. So again, you can tell that he's quite efficient with his crossbow. He, however, crit fails to hit Zack. So Zack, I'll give an opportunity back just like him. Zack gets a 15, which hits. So he does 11 damage.
This is another good one, because, like, they're both, like, there's a lot of back and forth here.
And then Varus decides to shoot his air... Well, Varus does a Constitution saving throw and succeeds to maintain Hunter's Mark. And he fires his bow yet again. This time... Oh, okay. It was like a... I thought it was on 17. It was a 3. It was like one of those. It was kind of on its side. Alright, so that ends Varus's turn. So Zack's turn. Zack readies up his longsword and strikes again. 16, which hits. 14. And then 13, which misses. So 14. Varus is already bloody, as you can see. Varus takes the disengage action and attempts to start moving away. Zack, however, has Sentinel, which still allows him to make an opportunity attack against him, which gets a 26, which hits, which does 15 damage and reduces his speed to 0. He's at 1 HP. Varus is definitely a long-range hitter.
Yeah, this is not the most conducive environment for him, is it?
It is not. So Varus, well, he ends his turn. And it goes back to Zack's, and he does a longsword, and gets a 19, so 27, which hits, which knocks him out. So that was a fairly...
Like, just knocks him in the back of the head with the pommel.
Kind of hits him and he falls over.
Clunk.
Varus kind of like slowly walks off, very disappointed at himself.
Zack.
Kind of walks over and Orc kind of like puts his arm around him. He's like, "It's all right, man." All right.
Zack hears in the back of his head. I know you can do more. Hopefully we didn't show any skills that time.
Zack kind of, you just kind of, as Dowroc and Johan, you can see Zack kind of shake his head like he's trying to get something out of his head. All right. Short rest. And the next match, the captain, who doesn't fight anybody, he gets a pass. So the next match will be between Johan and Dowroc.
Fun.
And then
We bringing our friends to this one. I get it. You don't want Todd to knock you down. It's fine.
He's shit talking you. Oh,
all right. Todd's tattoo lights up again.
from the sidelines,
right.
you hear Orc go Dowroc. Elowen kind of pushes him down. She's like, no, I want the other one to win. Bear's like kind of being by himself over here.
Brenn's like, go I go.
What has been the captain's reaction to all these various performances so far?
He's been very not reactive at all. He's just kind of watching it occur. So he's
very stoic.
Yes, he has not reacted one bit, really. He just kind of, again, puts his hand up on his hat and kind of pulls it down a little bit. Well, whenever you guys are ready, initiative.
Dowroc does a bow.
Initiative.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll return it. Why not?
Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai.
I will activate my Boots of the Vigilant.
Oh.
Making my total initiative 19.
Okay. Mine was 16.
Okay, what does Dowroc wear? What kind of armor has he got?
Is it metal? Is the question he's asking.
Yeah, it's a scale man.
Yeah, because I don't want to cast heat metal on his arm. That seems rude.
Oh, that would be mean, yeah.
Hang on 1 second.
heat metal on your arm. Then you just punch him with the heated arm.
Yeah.
It was almost gonna be both of you in the first round, but thankfully Eloin also rolled a 1, so it kind of worked out.
That last hit, that 16, if it wasn't for my infusion I put on for the AC, it would have hit. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I had like 5 HP left, so he's gonna do some damage.
Orc was pretty fun. So far, he's the most fun I had out of the 3 that have fought. And so, Eloin obviously does better when she's got more people, because she's a bard. And she's got more inspiration stuff, and then Varys is in a little arena, so he's not going to be as efficient. But Orc, he's just a drunk, loving, smashing half-orc.
Their party makeup is very good, though. Like, I mean, I don't know what the captain's deal is yet, but I'm assuming maybe like a swashbuckler or something. Just because, you know, piratey guy, and also he's not like super well armored, and that would kind of fit that. But like, they've got the fighter, like ranged fighter, healer thing going for them. They're very well balanced. Like, I would not want to fight these guys as a group. I feel like they'd be much more difficult.
Yes. Well, that's what I was telling him. I mean, Eloin's a bard, so she buffs people, so she's obviously not going to do the greatest in a one-on-one. Varys is a ranged. Orc's right at home.
Alright, so I am going to cast Heat Metal.
Oh, right off the bat? On
on Dowroc's armor. And that means... check this, because he can't... It takes that's the trick, right? It takes like 5 minutes to take off armor.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It takes 5 minutes or so to take off armor, unless you have like that armor that you can take off as an action.
Oh.
Yeah.
But so yeah, heat metal. As long as you got a good Constitution saving throw, you're fine. Well, I think you take the initial damage no matter what.
Well, you take the damage no matter what. The Constitution saving throw is just to see if you can hold on to whatever's hot.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's what's insidious about it. And like hot, like holy shit, it does pretty solid damage. It's like right now that, or maybe Summon Beast is my best concentration for damage right now. Summon Beast will eventually become better though.
Heat metal.
So, initial damage. 10 damage. And then I'll step back and I'll have Todd.
I think Dowroc is going to cock his gun, and it's going to take UC that is less effective than he's supposed to be.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, you also make a Constitution saving throw as well. Because if you fail said saving throw, you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
I think I did that.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, you already... Oh, 22. Yeah, you're fine.
Todd is going to charge attack Igo.
Ah. I was just waiting for you guys to like have your 2 guys fight and be like a Pokemon battle.
Pokemon battle. Yeah. That would be 23 to hit.
Yeah.
And it does 13 damage, and Igo must make a DC 16 strength check to keep from falling prone.
That's 2, just straight roll. Does not.
Ooh.
Hmm.
He falls prone.
Well, it's fine. I mean, he just stands right back up again.
Yeah, but you know, it's good that goes off every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
And that is everything I can do this turn. So
the crazy thing is that heat metal is such a far distance to cast too.
Yeah, I keep double checking it because like I expect it to be like 30 feet or something.
Yeah.
And what's craziest about it, what is absolutely bonkers about it, especially on a druid who can get a digging speed basically from level 2,
Dig down
is-
and heat metal up. Well, you have
and
to see
there
it,
is
don't you?
I only to cast, only initially to cast.
Yeah, that's right. And then you could just keep
The
it going.
the bonus action extra damage does not require line of sight, and once it's cast, there's no range. Like, you could be on the other side of the planet, and I could be doing bonus damage to you.
Well, providing that you can only concentrate on it for what? How long is it? Like a minute?
Well, sure.
Yeah, like if they teleport
Yeah.
randomly thousands of miles away, you still can technically hit them with
Meanwhile,
damage.
thousands of miles away.
Yes.
Ah, my armor's hot.
The hell, it's still hurting me.
Dowroc is going to hold his action, and then Igo is going to stand up, and he's going to open his mouth and drop 3 grenades down in front of Todd. And then
I approve this
Rock.
message.
Beep,
Dowroc
beep,
is going
beep,
to cast
beep.
Chaos Bolt at the ground where the grenade. Or he's going to cast Chaos. He's going to actually just shoot the ground where the grenades are. It's going to be lightning, fire, and cold damage are the grenades. And he's
Neat.
going to shoot the grenades.
I approve.
This is the kind of cool shit artificers are best at, I think.
27.
I mean, that hits Todd for sure. And the grenades, if you're trying to hit them to blow them up.
Yeah.
All right. How do these grenades work?
How did we say? I'd added a like 2d6.
I would say, yeah, 2d6 or whatever the element that you implemented into the grenade.
Is there any kind of save or anything?
What are they? Well, fire is usually dex. Cold damage is con, I think.
Also, like, just the fragmentation grenade is a dex save, so I would just say do them all as dex. I mean, just to make it the easiest, I would think.
I get a 13.
Mine is DC save is 17.
Okay, how much damage do I take?
21.
Todd is down.
Oh.
I gotta check if gotta roll deck save for
I go.
yeah. If he can.
Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys just both KO the little guys, and you're like, well, I guess it's just us now.
Oh, he's still up though.
Oh.
Unless you wanna.
No, that's fine.
Okay. He's at 1. He's still up. Was it
Still-
21?
Did not mean to do that.
Okay.
Oh, good. I wasted one of my crits on a misclick. Fantastic.
Ah.
Get rid of that. How's Igo looking?
Pretty blasted.
All right.
He's smoking.
My turn then, or what?
Yeah.
You held your action, right?
Well, it's when I go drop the grenades.
Yeah, the shooting thing.
And
Okay,
then he
yeah,
shot
okay,
him. So,
okay.
That's kind of my Igo's action was to drop the grenades.
oh yeah. Did he like swallow them or something? Is that was that what he did? Or
Held
does
him in
he?
his mouth. He just held him in his mouth.
Okay. And then he just kind of boom.
I'll move there.
When do I take that fire damage? Or do I do con save?
It's a bonus action, I'm pretty sure, isn't it? Don't you have to like re-up it as a bonus?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, but I'm not gonna do that this turn.
Nothing personal time.
I'm going to.
As you do this, or as Dowroc did all that, Bryn's super excited on the sidelines cheering for him.
Yeah, I would think so.
And
I'm going
Orc
to
is like, wow, glad he didn't use that on me.
bonus action healing word on Todd to get him back up, barely.
Less fire damage for me.
Yeah. Hopefully not less damage overall, though.
Yeah.
And then for my action, I will produce flame at Igo. 21 to hit.
Yeah.
For 11 damage.
I goes down.
And then Todd is going to charge attack Dowroc. That is 22 to hit.
Hit.
Or
I'm done. It's my third one in a row. So.
it does 13 damage, and you're prone.
Yeah.
But then you're just gonna stand up anyway. But at least you used that one up on something that didn't matter.
Dowroc is gonna put away the gun. Stand up. And he's gonna punch Todd.
Just the way he said it. Just
so what you're saying is Dowroc hits dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
animal cruelty.
Don't look, Bryn.
Oh, yep.
All right, he's down again, but still, little extra damage. That's what I was really hoping for.
That's my turn.
All right, move there, and I will. Yeah, I'll produce flame at you. 22 to hit for 9 damage, assuming it hits. Or, less if you, absorb part of it.
Dowroc is gonna reduce the damage.
And then I will bonus action heat metal damage for 9 damage.
And that's for, what do you want to say? To that instance of damage, okay.
Yeah. And then you make your Constitution throw again, and if you fail, you get disadvantage on attacks next turn.
I feel like he's still fun.
Yeah, he's still good.
Dowroc, all you need to do is have one swift punch in the face to Johan, and he could lose.
Let's take out his gun again.
Yeah.
He's gonna cast Chaos Bolt.
Ooh.
You kidding me? Just kill me with that, please, Jeremy.
Would you do crit fail?
Yeah.
Do you have inspiration still?
No, I do not. Was not told anything.
I forget. Did you guys use it since the last time?
I don't remember. I think I used it during the drinking game.
Oh, okay.
Dog, lay down.
It's the fourth one. I don't know what Zack rolled.
It was just me rolling. It just Zack's the only one that I had pulled up to roll. Severity.
Okay.
No, you just miss. Unfortunately. I forget. Chaos Bolt, does that do damage on a half hit? Or on a miss, I mean? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's just a ranged attack. If
Okay.
it misses, it misses.
Alright, yep. Go on.
Cool. It's a cool spell though. Very flavorful.
I think it's unique to sorcerers normally. I was like, that makes too much sense to not give him, so.
Yeah.
Well, I guess story-wise, as a crit fail, Johan dodges out of the way and it hits near Bryn. Doesn't hurt her or hit her or anything, it kind of startles her.
Using my child as a shield? I'm daring. I'm daring.
Alright, I'll move there. Well, I'm gonna move here ultimately, but as I pass by Todd, I touch him and cast.
Dog toucher now, huh?
cure wounds. To get him back up
A
again.
dog toucher or a dog puncher?
You touched him. It was just very, heavy punch.
Yeah.
Or heavy touch.
Heavy pet. Pet the
Yeah.
dog.
And end up there. Then I will bonus action heat metal again, because I can. For only 2 damage, but you have to make the con throw again.
That was strength.
Okay, you're fine.
Let's see where my hit dices are going.
And then Todd is gonna run at you and charge attack again. 18 to hit. For 11 damage. And then you make your strength throw.
Well, Dowroc is down. So, no,
Oh, really?
no strength throw need.
Okay. Alright.
All right.
Good fight.
As it happens, Bryn kind of runs into Dowroc and tries to help him up.
That grenade thing was awesome.
Kind of, Bryn's like, give me my, Dowroc's like, give me my water skin. Bring me my water skin. And he just takes a drink.
And you hear Oric on the other side going, yeah.
And he raises the water skin up as acknowledgement.
He just kinda nods his head.
Oops.
Announcer comes kind of back onto the field and he says, that was an exhilarating fight. There's only 2 more remaining in the tournament to decide who wins. Will the next participants please enter the arena? With that, the captain walks up and Zack walks in.
Dowroc just
Fun.
explaining the fight that he just had with Bryn.
Watching with very stark interest, because not only am I'm curious to see how Zack does, but I want to see what this captain is capable of.
Alrighty.
He's been so nonplussed by everything. He's kind of intimidating. Let's try to knock him out of the tournament now if we can.
I'll just run up
I'll
hit him in the face.
call that out.
Be like, hopefully I can knock him out and we can just have a fun final match to get the prize. So I'll do my best. And he kind of takes the shield off his back, readies it, and pulls his long sword out. And
Dowroc has to cast detect magic
on him.
on the
captain?
captain.
Okay.
Well, he helps gets Igo back to this side, but Igo's just going to be down for now.
So you detect magic on him. And let's see.
What's 30 feet? So assume.
I mean, I'm assuming that you're close enough that, I understand. I'll make the exception for this one. So, yeah, so you notice, you see a faint aura around any visible or object that bears magic. Alright, so you do see a faint aura surrounding the captain. And you notice that it is from the School of Illusion. Alrighty. So, initiative rolls. Zack gets, good roll. Gets 21.
Yeah.
The captain.
So it's just an aura so far? No,
Yeah, that's the only thing that detect magic. You can sense magic, and then you can see a faint aura around any visible creature that bears magic, and you learn at school. So you do see like a little aura around him.
Okay.
So
Dowroc tells Johan, it's like, guys, packing some sort of magic all around it. So.
Figured he had something.
Alright, so both rolled initiative. Zack got a 21 total. the captain. So as the fighters enter the arena, you notice that the captain draws a scimitar as well as a dagger in his offhand. And so the captain is going to go first.
That's not great.
You see the captain run up, and as he gets right about here, you see him vanish. And you see him appear behind Zack. And with that, he strikes Zack with his rapier from the back.
What?
And you can tell that he misty stepped.
Jesus.
Everybody got misty step.
Everybody's fade. Everybody's fade.
You get a misty step. You get a misty step. Everybody gets a misty step.
So he gets a 28 to hit, which hits, obviously.
It's
and
like one of those
10 damage.
It's like one of those fights where they have to show you how much the new villain outclasses the old villain by defeating the hero in an anime or something.
So he does a total of 22 damage to Zack with his first strike.
Jesus Christ.
So how it worked is he when he hit him with his rapier, you could tell that he did extra damage with a very sneaky nature attached to it.
Knew right where to hit him.
And then with that first hit, he does an additional hit with his dagger, or attempt to hit with his dagger. He gets a 27 on that one.
Jesus.
Hits. And does only 9 damage that time.
So I'm starting to think I was at least a little correct about how this guy fights. That's not good to know. I mean, it is, but it's not good.
So as he does this, Zack's turn comes up. Zack turns around and attempts to strike him with his long sword. Only gets a 15, which misses. Captain kind of hits the sword away from him. And then Zack tries to hit him again. This time he gets a 26, though, so he does hit. And he does 10 damage to him.
That's not as much as the other guy did.
So on the one that he hit the captain with, so he hit him, and as he dealt damage, Zack was slashing upwards. As he slashed upwards, the tip of Zack's longsword hits the captain's hat, and the hat flies off of his head. In that moment, you get a full view of the captain, and he slowly starts changing. Dowroc starts to notice something quite immediately about this individual. He is an owlin.
The Dowroc just starts breathing and heavily.
And the captain, Gadwin, ends up kind of looking up at where his hat was, and he realized that everyone can kind of see what he looks like now. And he kind of gets a very stern look on his face. And it is now back to his turn.
Dowroc's trying to pressing against his eyebrow a little, and he's a little unsteady.
So as he is transformed, he now kneels down momentarily and shoots up and starts flying. As he is trying to leave Zack's reach, Zack does a sentinel strike to try to keep him on the ground, which hits for 24, so it does hit. So it does 13 damage to him.
Swings the sword down and knocks him back down to the ground.
Like, where do you think you're going? So as Gadwin falls back down to the ground, he kind of looks at him, and where's it? So his speed is now 0. He strikes him with his scimitar. Where'd it go? There it is.
Scimitar.
So he splashes, and 26 hits Zack, and does 12 damage, and plus an additional 13. So he does 25 damage to Zack. So on that note,
Does he have sneak attack?
as with sneak attack, he has an ability that
Yeah,
allows him to use it.
He's a
Oh my god.
he's a swashbuckler. As long as he's in single combat, he can use it on his opponent.
Wow.
So he can sneak attack once per turn. So he does 3d6
Yeah.
extra damage once per turn.
That's ridiculous. Swashbuckler's the best rogue. I don't care what people say.
So as he hits Zack, Zack kind of puts the shield in front of him for a second, and as it's coming up to hit him, where's so many windows open, he strikes Zack as he flies back. This is story based now, so not an ability. So he kind of flies back 10 feet, and Zack falls down to 1 HP. And then
Okay.
and then Gadwin,
Get up.
Gadwin now Misty steps,
I don't want to fight this guy, man.
Wow.
and so he Misty steps upwards 30 feet. And so he is now flying. Well, he Misty steps up 20 feet. So he's flying. So you can't reach him unless you use a spell or something. All right.
We need to get Zack a javelin.
So Zack stands up, and he kind of looks up at him, and he just kind of like is, quite in pain at the moment, and realizing that he can't use any of his spells really or anything. And so he steps here, which is not adjacent, because obviously Gadwin is 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
So he runs up. You can tell that the blue light that Zack uses with Eldritch Blast starts to kind of form in his hand, and he kind of stops it. And he kind of looks up, and he grabs the shield that's in his left hand, and he chucks it at Gadwin. And so he makes a...
Nick, are we Avengers?
Maybe.
Avengers. But no, Zack makes the boomerang shield attack, which is basically Captain America's shield. And he gets a 17, which hits Gadwin, and he does 7 damage to him. And then as the shield contacts Gadwin, it vanishes and reappears in Zack's hands. And then on that note, Zack has nothing else that he can do, unfortunately, because he has no spells or anything, really. So Gadwin kind of looks down at him and dives down toward him and strikes him, or attempts to strike him, with his scimitar.
Does the shield? Does he get extra attack with the shield?
Well,
I'm looking at it and it doesn't say anything about him not getting extra attack with the shield. It's just a ranged weapon attack.
oh, yeah, I guess so. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing. I'm gonna build so many characters with this.
It just came out in the book of many, or the book of many things or whatever. So it's all right, so I guess he does get okay. So he grabs the shield and then spins and then throws it back again. This time, unfortunately, Gadwin's used to it and kind of dodges out of the way a little bit. And then that's when he dives down at Zack. Gets a 14 to hit, which Zack kind of puts the shield up in front of his body.
Yeah.
And Gadwin kind of rams into it. And then Gadwin takes his dagger that he's got, and he attempts to strike with it now.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 22 to hit. So as Gadwin slams into the shield and he blocks it, he's able to reach around with his other hand and hit Zack in the arm. And as he does that, Zack falls over and is out.
God damn it, man. I didn't want to fight this guy.
So Zack is out of the tournament. Or
Is he?
is he? I need one moment.
Get up!
Need a quick second to do something.
That's cool, because this is like... Dang, the boomerang shield, like, it requires attunement, but that's fine, whatever. This is like the best thrown weapon in the entire goddamn game.
Well, I like it because it gives Zax an alternate right now, at least for Eldritch Blast, as well as it gives him like a neat shield. And technically, you only need attunement if you want it to reappear in your hand and throw it, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, it can still act as just a normal 2 shield. So, like, if you're not attuned to it, like, if he gets too many attunements later, he can technically drop it and just still use it just as defense. But it's an
Yeah, I mean, this
weapon.
this is good. Offensive and defensive capabilities, which is always good.
Mm-hmm.
You could use your strength or your dex, which ranged weapons that do strength are so rare.
Yes.
Like, isn't the dart the only other one?
I think so.
And you get proficiency on it if you're proficient with a shield, which is appropriate and flavorful. Okay damage.
Yeah, it's okay damage.
But like it is a ranged weapon. It's a ranged weapon attack, so you can combine this with all kinds of things to make it better. I have so many ideas.
Hence why I like him to have it.
Yeah.
It's not super strong, but it's very versatile, which I really like.
Yes.
So
Yes, it is. Just wait until we meet Megan. You're going to be comparing shields. It's going to be fun.
oh no.
I have an attunement for specific a shield too. So
I like buff up the shield or something.
yeah, it was propulsion. It's called repulsion shield. It gives the character an +1 AC while they're wielding a shield, and it has 4 charges. While holding it, the wielder can use a reaction immediately after being hit by a melee to expend one of the charges and push the attacker up to 15 feet away.
Yes, I like it. Teamwork. We're the Avengers, guys.
And then, Dowroc, or Zack, do you need a voice in your head?
I will in just a second. Yes. I don't know how you want to.
No, this won't do it all. If you're not going to use your abilities, then I will.
And as that is said, which only Zack can hear, Zack kind of is slowly standing up, and you can tell that it gets a little darker around him. You can start seeing a darkness, almost a fiery darkness, start to surround him a little bit. And as he stands back up, and he opens his eyes, and they are no longer the luminescent blue that you're used to seeing. They are a dark black covering his entire eye.
I kind of glance over at Dowroc, like give him the I'm not liking this shit look, you know.
All right.
I'll kind of move over here and
Eye goes down.
squeeze in. Like, how long should we give this before we like step in?
We don't want him to kill him.
Yeah, let's
Dowroc's kind of, you see Dowroc's kind of cold sweating too a little bit from parents. He's a little shaken at the moment too. So
yeah, I say I'm gonna be ready to run in there.
As you guys are discussing, it goes back to Zack's turn as you're talking and discussing, and you see him, and you see flame-like shadows wreath his body, and he becomes very heavily obscured to everyone else. and you see
Cool.
10 feet of him turn into darkness, and 10 additional feet be a lighter darkness.
Mm.
You see red flame blasts shoot out from the shadows at Gadwin, and Gadwin dodges the first blast and the second blast as well. Pretty dodgy. All right, so as that occurs, so Gadwin Misty steps behind into the darkness and attempts to attack Zack, but Gadwin is attacking with disadvantage since he is heavily obscured. So he's going to attempt to attack with
one.
Huh?
I said double 20.
He only gets a 14 with the disadvantage, so as he attempts to strike him, Zack bashes the sword away, and then as Gadwin reaches for his dagger and attempts to strike with it as well, he actually also gets disadvantage, so I only rolled 1. 2, 16, misses again. So Zack's turn starts, and Zack strikes at him with... nope, not that. Yeah, he just strikes him with his longsword, or attempts to strike him with his longsword. That one hits, and that one hits. So both attacks hit. So first one does 11 damage, and then 10 damage, so a total of 21 damage to him. As the strike hits, Gadwin kind of like steps back a little bit. Not enough to leave his 5-foot square, but kind of steps back. And you can tell that, he's quite out of his league at the moment. As this occurs, Gavin kind of grips holds of both of his weapons, kind of looks up, runs in, and attempts to strike Zack yet again. First one, disadvantage. Unfortunately, disadvantage. He got the 13, and then he strikes with dagger. That one also misses. So again, he's kind of stabbing into the shadows, and so he just doesn't seem to be hitting anything. And then Zack, all of a sudden, you see him disappear. And you see him reappear back here with a misty step. Shocking.
What?
And then he raises up both of his hands and shoot 2 more blasts at Gadwin. 19 and 18. Both of them hit.
Oh, what?
Which is a total of 24 more damage to Gadwin. So with that, where'd it go? There it is. So with that, Gadwin gets smashed by the flaming beams and kind of flies backwards and then falls outside of the arena. And he is unconscious, knocked out.
Dowroc is going to intercept. Like he's going to stand in front of Gadwin.
You mean like catch him, or?
Well, not
Oh,
like...
you mean like once he fell, like once he's down?
Once
Okay.
he's down, Dowroc is going to aim his gun at Zack.
Yeah, I'll go kind of stand over here too.
Isn't you, buddy? Then you see him charge up a branding smite. He's going to charge up a branding smite on his gun.
Okay.
Don't make us do this.
Then you just hear kind of silence inside of the shadow.
Whoever's there right now. Isn't you, buddy?
I'll say, yeah, fight's over. Whatever that is, you can probably turn it off.
And again, you hear nothing from the shadow except that you see it slowly moving toward your direction.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
As you're going, so
Don't know what this is.
Elwyn kind of runs around to the other side over to Gadwin's side.
Yeah.
And you can
I'll
the look of fun and excitement on Oric's face is obviously gone away at this point.
yeah.
Can they make a ruling yet? Is that guy, or are they just watching?
Oh, they're at the moment they're just kind of watching. The announcer is standing right off the side of the stage, and he's like, the
fight has concluded. The winner of this round is, and he just kind of looks over at the shadow and he's just like, Zack, I guess.
Alright, I'll give the announcer a "this isn't the time" look. And with a whistle, I'll send Todd to try to charge, attack, tackle Zack to the ground.
Okay.
17 to hit?
That misses.
Okay. No. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Does he react to that at all?
So as Todd runs toward him, you can tell that as he is charging him, he kind of passes through the shadow and misses, almost as if Zack moved to his side ever so slightly, just enough to dodge out of the way of Todd.
Okay. Anything else? Is he, like, moving closer again, or
He does.
anything?
He's standing in the same spot at the moment.
If I'm able to, I'm going to try to cast Fairy Fire on the area that Zack is in, so it'd be like a 20-foot square with him in the center.
Okay.
Dex 16.
He fails his dex saving throw. So as
So he's
Go ahead.
his actual physical body is now lit up with green light. So, assuming that his, I'm guessing, Shadow of Moyle, is it's, assuming it remains active, that'll even out to us kind of being able to see him a little bit now, and the disadvantage goes away, but there's no advantage either.
Yep, cancels each other out. As the light appears around Zack, you can kind of see a glimpse of what he looks like at the moment, and
He looks like Dark Link.
no, well, no. So you can kind of tell that his physical appearance, obviously other than his face itself, looks very similar to the same look that Lloyd had when he went Black Flame Monster, quote, down in the wishing well. As the light appears around him, you can kind of see his face for a moment too, because it illuminates with the light, and you see him, and you just see him almost with a scared look on his face, and you see tears kind of coming down at his face, and you just hear him say, "I can't control it." And then
I'll kind of walk forward. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You walk forward.
I kind of walk forward, and I'm like, Dowroc's right. This isn't you, and I know whatever this is, you're stronger than it is.
And
We're here, and we see you, and we're with you.
And Zack kind of falls to a knee for a second, trying to. You can tell that he's struggling with it, and as he is sitting there, oh god, Dowroc.
Dowroc's gonna shoot him with the branding smite.
Okay.
Great.
All right. As the branding smite hits him, as the blast contacts his chest, the flames and shadow wither or just snap away almost as he falls back to the ground and falls down, normal looking, unconscious.
Not like
I missed what happened. Did they like cart the captain away, or is he up, or what's going on there?
I didn't say anything. I just moved him. No, he stood back up. I was gonna do something, but then Dowroc just crit, so it fixed itself. It's fine. So it's okay.
Nothing like a good punch to knock someone back into their sense.
Yes. So that kind of falls off to the ground, unconscious. So Oric and Varys kind of run over to the captain.
Now, did they know he was wearing an illusion, or are they surprised at all?
No, they do not act surprised.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Dowroc is hesitating to approach Gadwin.
I'll kind of come stand over here. I could try to revive him, I guess.
Bryn.
But
Dowroc goes to Bryn.
I'll leave Todd here with him, and go over to talk to these guys. How's their disposition towards us at this point?
So the three crew members are just kind of, looking at Gadwin. The bard's healing him. Gadwin seems okay. He seems rather surprised about the burst of, random power that he seemed to got hit by, even though he thought he defeated the Zack. So, but he's not aggressive or anything right now. He's just kind of looking over at Zack as he's unconscious on the ground.
I'll walk up to him and I'm like, you and your crew fight well. If our friend weren't in the process of training in the use of some new abilities right now, I'm pretty sure that fight would have gone a completely different way.
And he kind of stands up and he says, "I agree." And he kind of picks up his hat that was knocked off and he kind of puts it back on his head. And he says, he looks over at him. He's like, "Is he all right?"
He will be.
Kind of tell his demeanor changes just a little bit to be a little bit more concerned. Sorry.
And he will be. He's dealing with the price of this power. I'm sure you've seen such things before. But he's strong.
And Gadwin says, "Yes, he was. I thought I had him right there, and then whatever that happened was very out of nowhere. I mean, he had nothing left in him, so I don't know how that occurred."
I'll kind of drop my guard a little bit and be like, honestly, I'm not entirely sure either. These new abilities, even he doesn't understand them completely. In fact, it's one of those, unfortunately, fairly common situations where one's magic, you're not entirely sure where you get it from,
Mm-hmm. Gavin's like, "That's kind of why I stay away from magic, honestly.
Yeah,
You never really know where you get it from."
I'm lucky that the source of my magic is something that I was taught as I grew. In fact, if you don't mind me asking, since we're not entirely sure the nature of this power, in your travels, have you and your crew ever seen anything like this before?
Since the only time we've ever seen anything that's even remarkably like this there was another individual long ago, but we didn't really actually come face to face with him. We only heard stories about him at the various ports that we've been to, but there's a lot of death and destruction were in his wake, though. So we, for the most part, stood kind of our ground away from him. Didn't really want to have to deal with that.
If you don't mind, could you recount those stories? Maybe I could buy all of you a drink, and we could talk about it.
And Orr kind of looks up. He's like, "Sounds like a good idea to me." And then everybody kind of stops for a moment because the announcer kind of steps back on the stage. And he says, "Well, since Zack does not seem to be able to continue fighting, we have a winner for this tournament." And he kind of walks over to Johan, and he says, "Congratulations," and he hands you a bag. And in the bag holds 2,000 gold pieces and the green dragon mask.
All right. I'll say to the guys, wait here a second.
Doing that.
And
Doing the Sylvia dance.
I give Dowroc the mask to hold on to.
It's immediately going to the bag of holding.
Yeah, and I say I'm gonna buy these guys a drink. You can come along if you want.
What would you do?
Or stay here and try to sort Zack out. Either way, but we'll divide the gold up after. I feel like these guys deserve the first grab at it.
So looks like we won.
All right, so Johan and the crew head over to the tavern. They all look fairly well healed thanks to Elwyn's abilities. So they kind of,
which I'll comment that her healing is impressive.
and she's like, yeah, if we wouldn't been able to do a group fight, we would have done it way better against you guys. But
I don't doubt it.
and as you guys are walking away, she pulls out her instrument and starts strumming it, and you kind of start walking, and Orr kind of looks back at Dowroc just with like a defeated look in his face, like, oh no, here we go. And he just keeps walking over to the bar.
He's dragging Zack to the room, I guess, with a 17 strength check.
Okay.
Well, he's got like Todd and Igo to help.
Well,
too.
Igo's out, and I don't have any spell slots to revive him, so.
No, I'll cast a healing word at him then.
Okay.
Before I go.
That makes it easier.
He's back up with 8 HP.
He puts Zack on Igo's back, and they kind of walk.
What instrument does Elwyn play?
She plays a mandolin.
What did my good buddy do? Crosshammer.
Oh no! As she started playing, he looked back at you like, I don't really like, kind of like he hates when she does this, because you can tell that she's okay at playing the instrument, but she is not a good singer. But yet she insists on singing all the time, and so he just looks
once we get to the
as you start walking a little bit, Gadwin, you can tell that he kind of touches his hat and he turns back into like a human-looking pirate.
Yeah.
Dowroc breathed a sigh of relief.
Once we get to the tavern, I'm gonna find us a kind of out-of-the-way table.
Okay.
I imagine a decent number of people would be still out and about at the tournament stands and stuff since it just ended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fairly empty tavern right now.
Find us an out-of-the-way table and buy us a round of drinks. Okay. And I will actually take a small loot out of my pack.
What?
And I'll kind of strum along with Evelyn.
Ooh, okay.
Because as an outlander, I have the ability to play an instrument.
Musical instruments.
Yep. Nothing special, but I can follow a tune. And I ask this power. I'm sure my friend can get through this himself eventually. It would be expedited greatly if we knew more about it. Just anything that you've heard. If you could tell me, I'd be very appreciative.
Gavin kind of, everybody kind of thanks you for buying the round, and Gavin's like, the only really relevant or helpful stories probably that we've heard are, there was one that happened about 10 years or so ago where a fiery creature that seemed very similar to what was fought today destroyed a village not far south from here. We don't really know much about that story, but we know that and really, we just knew that the power that was displayed there was quite great. But I mean, it was far away from the sea, so we don't really go very inwards all that much, or inland. So we didn't actually travel to this town.
I think I've actually heard this story. I suppose it could be related.
He says, how so?
You know, I'm not sure, but similar magics do tend to have similar sources, right?
He says, I agree.
Maybe after we're finished with our current quest, we should try to find someone from this town and ask them more about it.
He says, that'd be a good idea, I guess, if you want to try to find it. But that brings me to my second story. And he says, more recently, in the past few days even, we've heard of an individual with similar power, and they were going into dragon country. It was about a week ago in this town. He came through. He was very pale, but he only stopped by the town shortly, and he went off to dragon country. Where
Did you notice
exactly,
anything?
I don't know, but I can only assume he went to the spire.
Did you notice anything else about him, like his clothes or his hair?
His hair was a dark color, but he had a very pricey looking cloak that we tried to win off of him, but unfortunately Oric over here did not win orders with him, so he ended up taking some items from us.
What items, if you don't mind me asking?
Let's see, Oric. He kind of yells over to Oric, who's standing at the bar, kind of getting more drinks for everybody, and says, "What did that gentleman win off you again?" And Oric kind of sits there for a minute, and he's trying to think about it. And he's just like, "What did I lose to him?" He's like, "Damn it, what was it?" He's like, "I'll have to think about it. I don't remember at the moment. Give me a minute. Give me a few more drinks. I'll remember though."
Yeah, that's fine. Got the gold. All right. Well, my map's not working anymore for some reason. That's great.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out.
Oric's like, "Oh wait, I remember now. It was the skeleton key that I had. It never did anything, it seems. So I mean, I don't know why he wanted it, but he took that as a victor."
And he chose this himself. It wasn't something you offered?
I had about 3 or 4 items available, and he kind of pointed that one out before I was able to offer up one. And since it didn't do anything for me, I went ahead and put it up. I'm surprised. I thought he would have picked something else, but it was kind of weird though. The thing that he put up was it was kind of like that mask that you guys won at the tournament today. It was like another color of that. It was weird.
That is...
I don't know why he would have tried to do that.
That is quite strange. As far as I knew, there weren't any more of these masks.
He's like, I don't know anything about these masks, so I mean, the one he had was like a white one, so I'm not really sure how he got it.
White.
And I guess there's a few of them. I'll have my friend Dowroc later identify the abilities of the screen mask. Try to learn more about it. Well, I thank you very much for the information. I appreciate it. We're heading in the same direction anyway. Maybe this is a person we should be seeking out. He might have information that could help our friend.
He very well could. He didn't seem like the helpful type, though.
You know, and then maybe we could pick a fight with him and learn something about it that way. In the meantime, I'll pay for one more round of drinks for them, and I say, I'm gonna go and check up on my friend.
Okay.
And
They thank you and bid you farewell. And then back at the inn, I assume is where Dowroc drags Zack to.
Yeah.
So you get.
I can't do anything to help him, so he's probably just sleeping.
Yeah, he's just in a bed right now. He's not doing anything. It's early afternoon, so I mean, it's kind of whatever you guys want. You guys can immediately rest if you want, and just
Is Zack still out?
Yep, still out.
Yeah, well, I think probably the best thing to do for him is just let him sleep it off then.
Dowroc is going to send Bryn to go buy a book, like a blank notebook.
How much did I end up spending on boozing up those guys?
15 gold.
Okay. So...
And you still have the winnings, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lot of freaking money, man. And so I will...
Going all into my armor.
What?
So it's going all into my new armor.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's like 661 gold pieces for each of us.
600.
And then a little bit of remnants, and I'll follow Dowroc's lead, and I'll drop the last couple gold pieces that don't divide at a temple or something.
You're making him good.
Yeah, making me actually give a shit about things that aren't immediately affecting me. How dare you? Todd will actually go back up to his full health again, which is nice. Which he wasn't far off from it, but you know.
You said he wasn't far off from his full health?
Yeah, because he gets hit dice. It's just, you know, they're not like massive hit dice. So I'm just gonna conk out then. I'm gonna leave Todd with Zack to kind of watch over him, and I'm gonna go conk out on the roof.
Well, Zack is also sleeping.
Imagine that.
Dowroc is going to take a watch for Zack. Watch on Zack, and he's going to write in his book and just explain the things to Bryn about what happened during the day and why he kind of freaked out and why he felt the need to shoot Zack and shoot Todd and blow up Todd.
I say you didn't shoot Todd, you blew him up.
Blew up Todd and then punched Todd. And then it's like, you see, I wasn't doing it for just to be not mean or anything like that. It's just part of strategy.
Well, and she says, you know, I know that you wouldn't purposely hurt them, and I know it was during the tournament, so it's okay. I mean, well, except whatever the heck happened at the end there.
Yeah. Do you remember anything from when you were turning? Like, do you remember Mayor Emberheart? Do you remember him changing?
She says, no, I don't remember any of this.
Okay.
What
Well,
do you mean?
Mayor Emberheart was the one that was hurting people in your town. He's not what you thought he was. And if you ever see him again, you have to hide and tell the priest that.
He's like, why? What's wrong with him? He was the only one in the town that was ever even nice to me.
He was, you know, the monsters?
Yeah.
He was turning the people into the village into the monsters.
And she just kind of gets quiet, puts her head down a little bit. She's like, I don't believe you.
Yes.
You can see like tears start to kind of come into her eyes.
You are a sweet girl, Bryn. You don't want to see the bad in people. But what he thought was good, others would see as bad. He was right in his own mind, and he thought he was helping, but he was hurting you and your villager.
He just kind of stays quiet and just kind of like, you know, falls in. She kind of like leans up against you and is kind of starting to cry.
Sorry. So sorry. Dowroc is going to take out his mace, and then he's going to do branding smite, and then he's going to press the mace onto his chest.
She is very startled by this and confused.
You will know. We will know. We're not alone.
Are you still sitting in the room with Zack, you said? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing. That was it. Just a quick question. Yeah, no, nothing happened yet.
Then he's and then he's probably gonna just continue writing in his book,
Okay.
like feverishly, trying to quickly get this, write what he's needing to do, get it written.
All right. So as you finish writing in your book, you kind of are you planning on staying in the room the rest of the night, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you stay in there kind of the rest of the night, you eventually, as 8 hours kind of, go by, you just naturally fall asleep. And you wake up. So this is the morning time. You wake up and your head's kind of like, at the end of Zach's bed. That's where you kind of fell asleep. And you kind of open your eyes and you see Zach's not in the bed anymore. And you see Bryn just kind of leaning up on Igo, who's kind of asleep in the corner.
Oh boy. And try to sneak around. Then try not to wake up Bryn. But Igo is always can't be surprised, so he's like
Well, okay. In this moment, he can,
Okay,
for story reasons, he's fine.
so you know how most times something's like, oh, this thing catches flammable things on fire, unless they're being held by a creature, because that is a balanced thing that doesn't, like a balancing thing that doesn't completely ruin whatever scene is happening. The bow,
Except heat metal.
the bow of conflagration is a bow that lights your arrows on fire when you shoot it.
Nice.
And it does extra fire damage. And a non-magical flammable object that it hits is just caught on fire. It doesn't matter if it's being held or not. So your shirt, on fire now. That book you were holding, on fire. That's like God. Like I could think of a lot of horrible uses for that. Sorry, I'm done. I'm done with this for now. Here's a bow that acts like a small harp. That's cool. Now I'm done.
All right. Dowroc, so you are sneaking as best you can around.
gonna go downstairs.
Okay.
Plump. Plump downstairs. And may see if Zack is downstairs.
You don't see him downstairs. You do see or
A hail friend. Did you see our dark buddy?
he's like, oh yes. Yeah, he came down here a little earlier. Him and the captain ended up going down to the docks a little while ago.
Did your captain have his hat on?
He did.
Okay. Well, enjoy your breakfast.
Why do you ask if he had his hat on?
Enjoy your breakfast, and he runs outside.
And he lifts up his cup, which you notice has alcohol in it.
Yeah.
8 in the morning.
What? How late in the morning is this now?
I'd say like 8 or so. It's not that. Yeah, it's early.
All right, so I'd be up at this point then. So I'll see Dowroc running out, and I'll slide off the roof and follow him. Why not?
We're going to the docks.
Okay. So you travel along and you arrive at the dock where you see a couple of small boats kind of docked up because, being the lake town, it's not sufficient enough for actual large vessels. So you go down there and you see kind of off in the distance, you see Gadwin and Zack kind of talking on one of the little boats that's out there. Little boat as in, it's still probably like 20 feet long, but it's not, a huge ship. What was that?
That? Oh, you're all right.
Well, you're farther away, so do you go up the rest of the way? You're
Yeah.
far enough away that you just see them. You don't actually. Okay.
Well,
All
he's
right.
going to go up to the docks and just stand. Not going to stand to listen. He's just going to wait at the dock to not overhear anything and just stand there because he's still a little. He knows Gavin's true form. And he just don't want
Oh.
to approach yet.
Okay.
How
So,
how far out are they?
They're like 30 feet away.
All right, I'm gonna try to overhear what they're saying. I have advantage on hearing based perception checks.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
25.
Okay. Well, you succeed on overhearing what they're saying. So you kind of hear them kind of chatting back and forth a little bit. You hear Dowroc, or not Dowroc, you hear Zack say, that he's kind of having issues with what's going on and that he can't seem to control any kind of darkness that he ends up kind of putting out, and he feels like he's potentially going to hurt somebody that are as close to him. And Gavin's kind of talking in a way that you can't really understand him. Just he's talking in a lower voice because he notices that you're listening with his perception, reverse, Uno card perception.
Yeah.
He kind of looks over at you, but he just kind of chats to Zack for a second, and he kind of walks away for a moment from Zack, kind of goes into the little cabin thing that's on the little boat that they have. The other crew members are on the boat, other than Oric, who's still at the end, obviously. He comes back up, kind of hands Zack something, talks or says a few more words to him, and then Zack kind of turns and then heads off the boat back to shore, and then sees both of you, and he kind of comes up to you guys. He says, hey guys.
Hey.
What were you guys talking about?
He says, I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. I don't really know what happened or what was going on. I mean, I was more aware than I was before because I used to have slight blackouts and stuff, but this last time I could see myself doing these things, but it's like I couldn't control it. He's like, it's quite strange. And I just kind of wandered back down here again this morning and happened to run into the captain, and we started chatting for a while.
Did you
He was telling me stories of the sea.
Did you see the figure again before all of that happened, or what? What happened?
So I didn't see anything, but I definitely heard him speak, and I don't know, the voice didn't sound familiar. It didn't sound like anybody that I've ever talked to before. But he said that if I wasn't going to use powers, he was going to use them for me, and the next thing I knew, I was covered in flame. So I don't really know what happened.
That's extremely unsettling.
Yes, especially since I wasn't even using magic when it happened, so I don't know what is causing this.
Well,
But it could have easily been me losing to Gadwin so fast that maybe that's what caused it.
yeah, possibly. It sounds almost like the thing that spoke to you is possibly the source you draw your warlock powers from, which, I mean, I think we've always suspected that for a while, and is upset that you're trying to avoid using it, which is not something I particularly want to deal with long term.
Agreed.
Did this voice sound like it could belong to the figure that you saw before?
It could have. The problem is that back when I initially got my warlock abilities, I mean, I had made a deal, just like all warlocks do. And I mean, as far as I'm aware, I mean, he wasn't. He appeared to me. I'm trying to remember, like 20 some odd years ago at this point, back when, if you remember the story that I told you about me wandering outside the village with the other children or the other kids, and something came over me. Well, that's when I first noticed the divine power that I seemed to possess, you know, on some level. That's when it came up and I was able to defeat him. But at the same time, after it was done, a figure appeared to me, which I then made a pact with, because they would assure that they were the one granting the abilities that I was wielding. But at this point, it does not seem like that is the true case. So I unfortunately have I have nowhere to get powers from at the moment, because Paladin doesn't seem to be working. I'm not really sure why. And then Warlock, it seems that my patron's trying to force me to utilize their power.
Well,
and it's a little bit more destructive than I would like.
It seems like regardless of whether you use it or not, your patron can still force you to wield that power, which I don't know.
It does seem to be the case.
Maybe we need.
I think the only way.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the only way maybe to get around it is to somehow get the paladin abilities back, because at least when I had them, it seems like the warlock abilities weren't taking over. It didn't seem like it was overwhelming.
Yeah,
I mean,
it seemed to keep it in.
To have the balance of light and dark, it seemed to, kind of keep it in check.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much the captain told you about what exactly happened, or what I spoke with him about afterwards.
He said he mentioned a flame creature heading toward a spire.
Yeah.
In Dragon Country, so I can only assume that he was talking about Lloyd, but
yeah,
I didn't really fill him in on anything.
I tried to avoid doing that as well. I didn't want him to. I didn't want one of two. I figured one of two things could happen. Either he could start to question us further about our past dealings with Lloyd, and maybe grow suspicious of why we're seemingly following him, or he could become interested in going after Lloyd himself. Which, no offense to him and his crew, but I don't think that would be a good idea for them.
Agreed.
So I tried to give him as little information as possible for all our sake, but yeah, it seems like Lloyd passed through here just before we did. He barely missed the mask. If he had stayed another couple of days, we would have been fighting him for it.
Now, granted, I will say, though, what's unsettling is that Gadwin said he heard something about a white mask, which, if that's the case, that means that he has 3 masks now.
Yeah. Which is not good. We're kind of in the end game of whatever this is, I think, and we need to hold on to ours more tightly than ever.
Agreed. And I think above all else, I mean, I know we're keeping him in Dowroc bag, but above all else, I would not, under any circumstances, as of right now at least, give them to me for any reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because I don't know what I'm going to do.
If your patron is wanting you to further your power and explore your power, then absolutely we shouldn't give you anything that might have an evil edge to it. That could further that power and might entice your patron to come out more. I think I also need to tell both of you, actually, that what I talked to the captain about specifically. He had, of course, heard of the destruction that was wrought upon Halbrook, and even connected it to Lloyd. But he mentioned, I don't know if he mentioned to you, but Lloyd actually won an item off of them, something that they had procured during their travels, a sort of skeleton key. Which
No, he didn't mention that.
I'm worried that whatever this key is, it's something he needs for his end game. And
Yes, it sounds like it.
And if that's the case, then this has become a race, and I don't like races. It's hard to control the outcome of those. But also, I need to ask you if you are 100% sure that you have absolutely no connection at all to Lloyd.
He kind of looks down. He's like, as far as I'm aware of, I don't have any connection. I mean, as far back as I can remember, I lived in Holbrook and never heard or seen this person before until that day. And then even that day, I only saw him for fractions of a second until what hit me, some darkness hit me. And I don't know why he didn't kill me, but I awoke, and that's when everything was in flames.
And so recount very, very briefly, in as much detail as you can remember, the story of how you formed the pact with your patron. Just remind me.
He says, well, when I was young in Holbrook, another kid and I were out playing outside of probably where we shouldn't have, and came into contact with a beast. And honestly, at this point, I don't remember the exact type of beast, but I don't think that really matters. But it was going to kill us. It was gonna kill the other kid that I was with. And for whatever reason, at that moment, the aura, the light, or whatever we're going to call it, started kind of showing around me, and I was able to defeat, or at least scare off, that creature and save the kid's life. And at that moment, the kid was, knocked or unconscious from fear. But at that moment, a figure appeared to me and said that he was the one behind the powers that I just showed. And then if I were to make a pact with him, he would help me develop those powers for the good of people. And so when I made that pact, I started developing certain abilities, and some of them did seem to be helpful, like the shield spell that I was able to do, similar to like how Dowroc does his, but I was able to make a shield and protect people, which is what I wanted to do all along.
Well,
but it seems that maybe that individual wasn't entirely truthful with me, and being so young, I didn't know any better.
I think at this point, we have to definitely assume that he was lying. I don't think he has anything to do with your latent aura. I think that's something else, and he used it as an excuse to get you to form a pact with him.
It seemed like he did take that opportunity, that was an easy way to appear and then claim something and then try to develop me as he sees fit, or as he saw fit.
Do you remember who the other child with you was?
It was a girl that was in the village, but I mean, she had left the village many years later, or not long after, due to what had occurred. Her parents were not very happy with me, even though she was the one that we ventured out. She kind of dragged me outside of the safety of the village, and because of that, we got into trouble and got attacked. But the parents, of course, assumed that I was the one that did it, or that dragged her along. And so, really, probably like 6 months after that happened, she moved. They left the town, and so I don't know where she went from then.
Did you ever hear any other stories of other people from your village having a similar experience to you with the mysterious figure?
You mean like coming to face with it, or getting attacked by it but living?
Or he just of seeing it at all?
No, the only indication that I've ever had about seeing the creature was when I saw it, and then the description that my father gave as he was dying. But I mean, technically speaking, no, I never saw anybody else that said that they physically saw this individual.
Is it possible that someone else in Halbrook, while the eyes of the thing that became your patron were on the town, that someone else there could have also drawn its attention, someone that maybe you didn't even know?
Are you meaning another individual maybe that came and attacked the town instead of... I
wonder
to do with my patron, or...
I wonder if someone else was given power by the same patron, someone else in town. Because whatever happened with Lloyd, attacking Halbrook, it seems too coincidental. Halbrook, no offense, is a small, out-of-the-way town.
No, I agree.
It doesn't draw a lot of attention unless he had some prior connection to it. And as much as it pains me to have to say it, the power that you displayed yesterday, the way it reflected upon your body was very reminiscent of Lloyd in his black flame form. I wonder now if he might draw his powers, or some of them anyway, from a similar source. And if that's the case, if that's the case, it could be the exact same source. And if that's the case, you may have some connection to him that you're not even aware of. And the simplest connection I can think of is that he is also from Halbrook, and you just never knew it.
It could have been when I was younger, when that incident occurred. I mean, I was very young, probably 6 or 7, and so during those events, I mean, I knew a group of children in town. I didn't know everyone, and as time went on, people left and came, and so it could have been maybe a resident of there. I know that once I grew up, I know that he wasn't in the village, so for the town.
If he was someone who moved on, or whose family moved on, but he had some grudge against the town or someone in the town, that could explain his behavior.
But I just don't understand what would have caused him to attack Holbrook. I mean, the town itself has never done anything of malice, of any hate toward anybody else, so I don't understand. None of the individuals, residents that were there were mean-hearted or anything of that nature, so I don't know why he would have felt the need to attack it.
He may have had no legitimate reason. It's possible if he draws his power from the same patron as you, or something with a similar disposition, then it could have compelled him to use his powers the same way that your patron compelled you, and maybe inflated some perceived slight in his mind until it became so substantial to him that he lashed out.
That very well could be.
If that's the case, though, then that would make Lloyd a victim, and I don't want to think about that anymore today, because I really want to hit him in his face.
Agreed. And for the first time since yesterday's incident, you hear like a little chuckle from Zack when you say it.
If either way, if you're okay to travel, I think we need to get going. As much as I'd like to stay here until we've gotten a handle on what's happening to you, I don't think we can wait any longer. I think we need to try to catch up with Lloyd as soon as possible.
And so Zack kind of says, I agree. He's like, the only thing I'll ask, though, is give me another hour here at the docks.
Of course.
Go do your, and he kind of looks at Dowroc, and he's like, do whatever final preparations you need, but I just have one final thing I'd like to take care of here, and then I'll be here waiting for when you're done.
All right, I'm gonna go check on what potions are available in town today.
Okay.
Dowroc's gonna go to the temple, and he's gonna show like the head priest or priestess there. Amberheart's real face, and then the mind flare, and explain the situation or what's happening with that. And,
Okay.
If
Just for like their knowledge type thing.
yeah, just to tell them that that could be anybody. But if you ever see anybody like approaching Bran at all, just take just take extra care of watching her. And,
Because you're intending to still leave her in Lake Town for now?
yeah.
Okay.
Then the Ark's gonna go to Bryn, and he's gonna
Nope. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
give her a book that says magic for youngins, and it's
Does it actually say youngins?
yeah, it's
Okay.
it's not gonna say idiots, but it's gonna say youngins.
Okay.
It's gonna be a book about just basic, as simple as Dowroc to make it be simple for her.
Okay.
And he's going to give her the pearl power and say that once you're able to sense the magic and make his magic your own, your first test will be over. As long as he can feel the magic and that he can understand what this magic is, your first test will be over.
She kind of grabs it from you and it's like, I won't let you down.
Good.
She kind of runs into the place. Okay.
The temple, I guess.
The temple. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Temple.
I didn't know if they stay at the end or not, or how that works.
Well, for right now, she goes in there for now, so.
Oh yeah, I gotta drop one of my infusions real quick.
Well, this new item's just literally just the keyblade.
Yeah, don't pay too much attention to that item.
Oh, okay.
Paying attention to the thing you want to do.
It's not the item you're looking for.
I will not describe it in detail then.
Dowroc is going to use infusion to create stones ascending.
Okay.
He's gonna give give one to Bryn and then keep one for himself. Say this will we'll be able to keep in contact with each other for at least 4 days. Like I said, it's up to you can say up to 25 words, and then I can send a message back.
She looks very like excited about this type of magic.
Yeah.
She's like, can I learn this type of stuff in the book you gave me?
Oh yeah, I've written everything down that you need to some things down that you can do. It may take some time to do though. I took a lot of time to learn what I can do, but if you start learning now, you should be able to catch up to me fairly quickly.
She says by the time you get back, I'll be just as strong as you.
I hope so. Maybe you can even teach me a new thing or two. So goodbye. Well, let's see you later for now. I should be not sure when I'll be back. It's gonna be a couple days travel to get wherever you need to be.
Well, she's like, well, you got to go save the world, like you said. Kind of gives you just a hug and tears up, but then kind of wipes it away. And she's like, well, I guess I better be going. She runs back into the building.
Dowroc is here enough know that
okay.
knowing that she's safe goes down to me at the docks.
So Johan, the potions that are in town, you have your general potions of healing, potions of great healing, potions of diminution, which is you only gain the reduce effect of the enlarge reduce spell for 1d4 hours.
Okay.
And then the fire breath is still there as well. And the... Why do I not have that saved? Nick, what was the potion that did the enlargement? 'Cause why am I not finding... Oh, here it is. Never mind. Potion of growth, that's why. And potion of growth is there, which is you gain the enlarge effect of enlarge reduce. So those are your available potions that you can choose to buy. There's other just like knickknacks, nothing else crazy or magical there.
Alright, how many of these have they got?
Which specific potion?
The fire breath and the growth are the ones I'm most interested in right now.
They have 3 of each in stock.
Okay. What's the cost on those?
An uncommon one, I believe, is 5. So let me... Common potion. Potion of healing is 50. Greater is 2 to 250. So 250 a potion.
Okay.
So each one you'd like, yes, 200. But he's like, I'll do a bulk. So if you want to buy more than a handful, I'll give you a discount. So it's either 250 a piece or 5 for 1,000.
I'll buy just a growth, I think, right now.
Okay.
Just want some variety of things. That's it for now. I think that's good. I've still got a decent bunch of other stuff. I just haven't freaking used any of them yet.
Okay.
I probably should start doing that actually. No,
Overrated, it's fine.
I think I'm good for now. Actually, I will. I'm gonna if I can. I'm gonna say last night, knowing we were gonna leave, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I would before I slept. I would have cast Goodberry. So we have some good berries for the road that will lose their magic at sundown tonight, but we won't need provisions for today at the very least.
Okay. So as you guys are doing your final preparations and stuff, you guys kind of slowly make your way back to the docks. As you make it back there, you kind of get to the same point, the 30 feet away from the boat, and you see Zack kneeling with his sword kind of pointed at the deck, and it looks like he's praying on the boat. And you see all the crew members from the Endeavor. Well, from the Endeavor. It's the big ship, but they're on the little boat. They're just kind of like around him, not circling him, but they're just around him. Gadwin kind of stepping to the right of Zack a little bit, and then you just see Zack kind of stand up. You kind of see him shake hands with every member of the crew, and he turns and looks towards you guys, and he comes back over to you guys, and he kind of like puts his sword back in its sheath, and he kind of puts his boomerang shield on his back, and he says, "Well, I guess it's time to go then."
I guess so. Well, we should get to the cart then and get going.